Hi, my name is Mike Donnet. I'm a senior game designer on Hearthstone, and I'm here at GamesCom in Germany playing some Hearthstone myself. We've got some awesome stuff in the stream today. We're going to talk to you about the joust mechanic, and we're going to show off some cards that haven't been revealed before. It's going to be great. Stay and watch.
We're joined on the desk by Mike Donnet, as you just saw in the video, as well as Hamilton Chu, and we have a very, very special guest. It's Krip.
Well, I don't know if I deserve two varies, but thank you.
Well, I mean, you're not a Blizzard
I'm actually kind of humbled to be
developer.
here.
Yeah, but it's great to be here.
I play their game.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's a good one. You should try it.
That's why you're so special.
Yeah, I guess.
That's right.
That's
right.
How have you guys enjoyed the Gamescom so far?
Oh, it's been insane. I mean, I've been to BlizzCon. BlizzCon's great, but this is big. Like scary big.
Scary big.
Yeah, like BlizzCon is the biggest event I've been to before this one, and I was like, wow, looks pretty cool. And then there was another hall, and then there was like 5 more halls.
Yeah, it's like, but wait, there's more times 15.
Right,
Yeah.
it just keeps going. On the media day, we got to see a lot of stuff, and there was still, you know, an infinite amount of stuff left to see.
Yeah, and I also saw you getting swarmed by fans too. A lot of people love you out here in Germany and Europe, so it must be a really good experience to have that too.
Yeah, it does feel good.
Yeah,
That's so good. The end. How about you guys? How has it been so far?
GamesCom has been awesome for me. I've never been to GamesCom before. I've been to a lot of different other conventions, but this one is the biggest I've ever been to. I also love Europe and Germany. It's fantastic. I love the food here. I love the people here. And it's great seeing so many fans. Like, I see people cosplaying Blizzard characters and enjoying our game, and it's just been fantastic.
And Hamilton, how about you?
Yeah, it's amazing. I've been here a couple times, and every time it just gets bigger and crazier. There's so many people here, but not just people. Like, they're all super passionate fans of games. Every year, the Blizzard booth just gets more and more epic. Like, look at all this art around. It's nuts. So
Yeah, doesn't it? It just looks so
amazing.
great. And I mean, the Hearthstone area is super comfy once more. Like, that's always like such
Very
a chill
comfy.
area
That's why
to
it's
be
my
at.
favorite, man.
Yeah, right?
Hearthstone always knows how to relax. and
Top
have fun.
priority, comfort.
Yeah.
Comfort.
Thank
That's
you.
a good high priority. Now, the Grand Tournament, it's something everyone is so hyped about. How are you feelings about that expansion?
I'm super excited about Grand Tournament. Grand Tournament is like a culmination of like all of the Hearthstone ideas together. It's got knights coming from different areas. It's got Joust. It's got Inspire. It's really cool. It's the best part about it is how it brings different characters that are not normal knights, like a Murloc riding a frog or a Tuskar.
What do you mean not the normal night?
That's right.
Right, and this kind of stuff is what makes Hearthstone different from other games. It's just lighthearted and cool and fun.
That's right.
It's definitely fun.
You did mention the mechanics, Joust and Inspire. Can you go ahead and talk about some of the process of it, of how you guys created it, and maybe even why you included it into the expansion to be the focus of it?
Sure, yeah. Joust came from a couple different things. First of all, Joust really matched the flavor of the set. We wanted to capture the idea of knights fighting, and Joust definitely does that really well. We also wanted to give people options. If they felt like they're getting overrun by fast creatures, Joust is perfect, because what it does is each player reveals a random minion from their deck, and whoever has the if you have the more expensive minion, you win the Joust, and you get a bonus. So if you're playing against a deck with lots of small minions, Joust is something you want to add to your deck to beat it. And giving people options is what, you know, Hearthstone's all about, and just you have to decide how to use them.
And Hamilton, what about Inspire? What came from that?
I love Inspire so much. It's such a fun mechanic, and like Mike was talking, it really lends itself into the feel of the tournament. You know, I think you get the idea of these knights, like Mike mentioned, stepping it up, being filled with power and inspiration and going forth. And it also puts a spotlight on your class and your hero, which I love. You know, I love when I'm playing Priest, because I play Priest in WoW too. You use your hero power, you feel very priesty, you're healing stuff. And in the Grand Tournament, with the Inspire mechanic and some of the other stuff, you're just doing that more, and I think that's very satisfying. And Inspire also, I think, does some very interesting mechanical things. It changes the value of your hero power and your opponent's hero power. So now, you know, that calculation, which already was pretty interesting, is that much more kind of subtle and nuanced,
Yeah.
which I think adds a lot of dimension to the game.
That was one of the, the arguments, right? It's the fact that hero powers now become way more dynamic. Before you have maybe one or two things that change hero powers, a card or maybe even, the hero like Jiraxis. But now all of a sudden, there's a lot of things you have to account for, and there's a lot of possibilities. I'm really excited.
So am I. Now, maybe, Kripparrian, you as a pro player, you already tried it out. You saw the jousting, you
Yep.
saw the Inspire. What are your thoughts about those mechanics?
I actually got a chance at GamesCom to play the first time with the Inspire mechanic. I got bit of an opportunity to understand the mechanic by watching the games, really thinking about the cards and commentating other players play with them. But having first-hand experience, I was actually really impressed with the Inspire mechanic. It really does add an insane amount of depth to the game. I played one of the Shaman decks. I know it wasn't available here, but I got a chance to sneak around with it. And combining Overload and Inspire makes it so it's so hard to actually plan out the future turns, which is a habit you normally have playing Hearthstone. So I think experienced players will enjoy the depth, and I think new players will just enjoy the variety. So yeah, really good stuff. But speaking about your question with like kind of how this came about, I actually wanted to ask the devs, was Floating Watcher like the lead-in to the Inspire mechanic?
That's right.
Floating Watcher is the Warlock card that whenever you take damage, he gets a bonus. He wasn't particularly inspired. He's going to go well in the inspired decks, and we like to have cards in sets around a focused set that help that set. So if there's a set about mechs, we like to have mechs in sets before and after it. Set about Inspire, we'll have cards before and after it that interact with it. We think that's a healthy way to design.
Wow, that's really cool. So you guys, everyone knows that you're planning way in advance, and it's really cool to see the fruits of your labor be able to be reaped now. But we also have some extra cool stuff too, because it's not about what's been revealed, but what will be revealed. Isn't that right, Zoe?
Dun, dun, dun. Exactly. I have been told that you actually have a few surprises for us here on the stream.
That's what I want to know, man.
Yeah, we're going to reveal some more cards today. 5 new cards.
That's right. So, is there any card, before we do it, let's go ahead and just ask Krip. Krip is a very big person that does a lot of commentary on Hearthstone, both in the active, but also the potential of Hearthstone. Is there any cards that you like to see explored a little bit now that you play with Inspire cards?
Yeah, I like to see more Inspire cards. Inspire is a good mechanic. If you just look at any standalone card with Inspire, you're typically not going to be like, wow, I need this in my deck, it's so powerful. But the aspect of having multiple triggers for Inspire at the same time make the Inspire mechanic much stronger. And we're really missing the quantity, so maybe you guys can deliver today.
He wants all of them revealed today. That's what Krip is.
Just bring it all
We can't
on.
do that,
It's okay.
but some. I think we had one more question too before we
Yeah,
want to start.
definitely. So something I'm really interested in, because I'm a massive World of Warcraft fan, and how do you guys choose the characters? Like, who makes a decision like, I want to have this one in the game now? What's the process there?
It's really fun kind of approaching that, because I think all of us have a great affection for the Warcraft universe, whether it's World of Warcraft or Warcraft 1, 2, and 3. So it's very easy and natural, even early on in Hearthstone or even before, where we sit around and just kind of reminisce about the amazing things that we did when we were mighty. And so for the Grand Tournament, it really flowed from all our experience with the Argent Tournament during Wrath of the Lich King and what fun we had there. And that was just something very cool, but it was also something kind of very dark. We were trying to defeat the Lich King, and it was tough times for everyone. And so we thought, wow, if we could, if we can do the Hearthstone thing to it, like how much fun would that be? And that really led into this feel of Grand Tournament, where we want all these knights from across the land just coming together and doing some fun, goofy stuff, doing some, over-the-top powerful stuff too, and really just kind of going nuts with it.
Yeah, I love the art for, like, for example, the mech knight. It just kind of looks ridiculous. He's just a little mech thing, but in a huge armor suit, and his entire horse is also
You won't
decorated.
say that
It's
once,
hilarious,
once
man.
he kills you. Then
Yeah,
you'll have more
probably
respect
not.
for him.
I probably don't like dying to mechs already, so dying to even more mechs is not the case, but we'll see. Maybe you'll introduce some cards that I will like to see maybe beating me once in a while. What's our first card that we're going to see tonight, Mike?
Our first card, I believe, is Flash Heal. No?
Ooh.
Oh.
No, Warhorse Trainer.
Our first card is Warhorse Trainer. Warhorse Trainer is a Paladin card. It's 3 mana, 2/4, and it gives all of your recruits +1 attack.
Wow, and that's a Paladin-specific card, and it's permanent. There's no battle cry effect. It happens one time. It's just a permanent buff.
It's while he's alive. If he dies, the
yes.
bonus goes away. But if you make more recruits after he shows up, they're going to get this bonus too. So this has a lot of interaction with Paladin hero power. You know, even though it's not specifically Inspire, it actually does indirectly interact with hero powers, right? If you can use your hero power twice and summon 2 recruits, they'll both get a bonus.
All right, Krip, what's your initial thoughts here?
Well, it seems, yeah, again, it encourages you to use your hero power. It's not exactly Inspire, but just that theme kind of ties all these cards together. I really like the card. It seems like a pretty powerful one. If you get that unfortunate situation where you have to hero power on turn 2 as a Paladin, dropping that 1/1 feels a lot less damning when you have a card like that, because being able to buff the attack of your 1/1 creature to be able to maybe kill like a Knife Juggler or another 2-health creature your opponent is likely to play in that situation. And 2/4, it's good enough stats.
Yeah,
so any
reasonable.
card that's good in the early game and any card that has combo potential in the late game, just a good card.
I'm just
Just a good
afraid
card.
of dying to too many Silverhand recruits now. You already have the Quartermaster. You have more ways to gain Silverhand recruits, and it's like, when will the madness stop? Especially if they start buffing them even more. I don't want to die to just people calling me to battle. That's just not how I want it to be, but you know what? Maybe I can live for it if Paladin continue to see more growth in all kinds of archetypes. Love it. Love it so far. We have a second card as well that we want to reveal, so you mentioned one, Mike. I'm pretty sure maybe that's coming up here.
Ooh,
There it
Flash
is.
Heal.
Flash heal.
Flash Heal.
Wow.
So there was 2 things that we went for when we tried to design this card.
Okay.
We noticed that priests don't have a simple just heal card, right? They're
Right.
priests. They should have a heal card, right?
Well, the joke was that Paladin out-healed Priest
yeah,
sometimes.
it just didn't make sense.
Yes.
And then we're always looking for like simple, clean designs so that when new players come along, the game is approachable to them. It's perfect for us to do a common like this. It fills both roles well. What do you think about it, Krip?
I don't know if the camera picks up like the resolution, but I just see Auchenai Soul Priest in my eyes.
That's right. Why run Mind Blast? Or maybe run 4 Mind Blasts now.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a theme that we saw start up with the Blackrock Mountain expansion, with Emperor Tharson being able to combo out some crazy damage. We even saw that in Priest, so maybe we can see more of that in Priest. As a heal card standalone, I have to say it's hard to be excited about heals. But when you can transition to damage, having that flexibility makes it a really cool card. It's just very tough to really assess how strong it's really going to be.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
you guys maybe have a better idea. on
I
that.
was about to ask. You guys probably tested the cards before you came up with them.
A little bit.
How do you feel it works in
It opens up
specific
more
decks?
options for you. Obviously, with Auchenai Soul Priest, it'll do Def 5 damage instead of Heal 5. I've also seen people use it with Lightbane and Darkbane, because when you heal them with this card, they actually get a buff. They trigger their special abilities. But in general, we're going to have to... We put things out there, tools to experiment with. Priests have a lot of other cards that trigger off healing, so we give you more options to heal with. You pick the ones that you like best, and we see what happens.
Yeah, I'm definitely very excited to see if Priest can come back. I'm a little bit jittery right now because I love to see the new card, because I'm like, well, I'm starting to immediately theory craft, but we still have more. We have one more card to reveal to you guys, at least for now. Maybe you have a little bit more in the future. What's in store, Hamilton?
I think next one is Living Roots, which is a 1-cost Druid card, and it gives you the choice between dealing 2 damage to something or spawning 2 1/1 saplings.
Okay. And the saplings, any specific type of tribe at all, or does it belong to something like
No.
beasts? Or
No, it's just a simple 1/1 minion. It
Okay.
has no tribe.
All right, Krip, your thoughts on
Wow.
that card? Wow.
The first things that come to my head, because you guys switched to me pretty quick. I mean, I'm
I know,
seeing
right?
these for the
Because
first
you
time.
looked at
You
it
are
so
the pro
intensely.
player.
Yeah, what comes to mind is it makes the token druid a lot cooler. The synergy is obviously Violet Teacher. The problem in the past when you tried to use like some of the old cards that worked once upon a time, maybe they work again. You can maybe run like Soul to Forest. Soul to Forest puts Death Rattle on each of your creatures, and when they die, you pop out a 2/2 Treant. With that card and Violet Teacher, you have like a 3-card super combo.
I agree.
Yeah, it just allows for some really interesting things. It doesn't seem like ridiculously overpowered or anything. Like if you wanted 2 damage, you have a better Claw. If you wanted just a better presence on the board, often there's better 1-drops. So Druid's kind of like the king of flexibility, and having this little bit of maybe a combo enabler maybe makes some cool decks possible, or
I do.
revives some old ones again.
I do think so too. You know, a lot of times Druid does struggle with early game options if you don't draw those very important spells to get you rolling. Sometimes it just gets too slow. You don't have board, you don't have ways to remove, and you see it so many times that these aggressive decks can take advantage of that Druid's tempo and just run away with the game. I think giving more options to Druid in the early game, fantastic choice. Whether or not it's super effective, or maybe some people need to see more cards for it to get some ideas, we have to see.
Yeah, well, guys, we're going to unveil some more cards soon, but before that, let's not forget where we are. We are at Gamescom, and Frodan, I saw you spent a lot of time in the Hearthstone area, making new friends, playing some Hearthstone, so let's take a look what you have been up to.
Hey guys, it's Frodan here at GamesCom 2015 over at the Hearthstone section. There are hundreds of people lining up to test the Grand Tournament cards. I'm really excited to see what the new expansion will reveal, but I'm also excited to meet some of the fans here who have waited hours in line to see what the new content will be. So let's go ahead and meet some of them and see what they love about Hearthstone. How long have you been playing Hearthstone?
For about a year.
Who introduced Hearthstone to you?
It was my friends.
How did it happen?
Yeah, we were talking about it. They told me I'm playing a new game and would you join? And I said, yeah, I'm interested.
What's your favorite moments of Hearthstone? Like your favorite deck to win with, or your favorite card, or like a favorite cool scenario? Is there anything specific that like really appeals to you about it?
My favorite moment is the moment of lethal. When I see, okay, it's lethal, I won.
I wanted to know, how long have you been playing Hearthstone?
This is my first time playing.
Here at Gamescom is your first time playing. Have you had any card game experience before?
My friends always play Hearthstone, for example, so they dragged me into this, and now I like it.
So I see that you're here with your son. Do you both enjoy Hearthstone?
Absolutely, yes.
So this is something that you introduced to him, or he introduced to you. How did this happen?
Well, he introduced it to me, and I'm very fond of it. So we are playing together now.
Is he better than you?
Sometimes, yes. Sometimes he is. Yeah. I don't let him win. Absolutely not.
All right. Well, thank you so much for the interview, and good luck, because maybe you'll need it.
I love competitive dad. He really made it for me. How is that for you guys to see such footage of people explaining how they came around to play Hearthstone?
It feels really good, man.
I can
Nice
imagine.
meme. I love it. Yeah, I mean, that's part of what makes Hearthstone really special for people. It's just so easy and approachable. People can do it socially with their friends. They can also do it competitively if they want to get some of that strategy going. And that's what makes it really unique, because it just invites everybody in. That's the point of the design, right, Hamilton, when you're going for not just the original idea, but now even the future expansions.
Oh, for sure. I mean, from the very beginning, we've talked about how we wanted Hearthstone to be a game for everyone. And that's just as important now as it's ever been. So it's great to hear, all these people playing Hearthstone, some of them experiencing it for the first time and having a good time with it.
I think the really challenging thing too is that because it has to be a little bit for everything, or everybody, then you have to account for all kinds of experiences from the casual level to the high competitive level, and balancing the cards after you design such fun ones can be really tricky. And Mike, you're on the team that gets sometimes the most heat for it. So how do you balance the benefits of being able to play very relaxed and casually versus the super competitive pro scene, which we'll talk about later too?
Yeah, it's actually a lot of different things that we think about when we're designing cards. We care about like how easy it is to understand, how much fun it is, like how powerful it is. Also, does it match the flavor? There's a whole bunch of other factors, and we have to balance all of them at the same time. And sometimes we'll lean towards one of those things, like, oh, this freeze card isn't very fun, so we're going to make it less powerful. And sometimes, like, we'll make another guy who's like got tons of flavor, so we'll put him out there, like Ragnaros or You know, just
Fun.
like we really want to capture the idea of the card, and we'll do it even if we have to make the card, feel really weird in other ways.
It must be really hard to like balancing everything when keep on adding new cards, which you basically just have to do. Now, with all the new cards from the TGT, do you guys have any favorites? Anything you feel like, yeah, that's my thing?
Of the revealed so
any ones you
far.
can
Of the
mention.
revealed so far. Damn it, why did you say that? I hope you get one more out
Of
of
the
them.
revealed so far, right? Yeah, let's not get too crazy. Let's not get them fired. Come on.
I have a lot of really favorite cards. One of the cards that is my favorite that's revealed is the Hunter card, Lock and Load. Lock and Load is a 2-mana spell. For the rest of the turn, whenever you play a spell, add a random Hunter card to your hand. And that card's really, really exciting because you don't know really what's going to happen with that card. Occasionally, when we're doing design, we have a card where like, wow, this card could be really broken. And we have to make a decision like, do we want to print this card that looks kind of dangerous? Or do we want to stop and be safe? I usually lean towards printing the cards that are a bit scary because I'd rather people have exciting and great stories and all these like things to discover on their own. And it's risky because it's up to me to make the game balanced, but I think it's worth it because the game's just more fun that way.
Hamilton, do you have any favorites that stick out in your mind?
Oh, for sure. I love a lot of the cards, but after a lot of deliberation and thinking it through logically, I'm going to go with Tuskar Jouster because it's a walrus riding a turtle.
Yeah, I saw that
Yes.
art.
Yeah,
I mean a Tuskar riding a turtle.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to put it out there. It's the best card in the whole set, including the ones we haven't revealed, because it's a walrus riding a turtle.
It's the 5-mana 5/5 that if you win the joust, you get 7 health, right?
That
Or
is
that.
irrelevant.
It's, yeah.
Are you not
it's
listening to me?
It's a walrus riding a
super
turtle.
No,
right.
he's a really fun card
It's
too.
wildly imbalanced when you put it that way, now that I think about it. Get to work, Mike.
How
on
about
that.
you, Krip? What has been your favorite so far?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't really thought about it too much, but
It's
to
just
comment on
impressive
Lock
as
and
they
Load,
come.
I really like cards just in that theme that can produce like an amazing, memorable moment. Like it's going to be that one time where you played Lock and Load and you had no chance,
Right.
and somehow you got like 6 arcane shots in a row.
Yeah.
And it's just, it's those moments that everybody in the community appreciates so much. And I really love when cards are released that have the possibility to deliver that.
All right, well, we do have 2 more cards to introduce to you guys, and I'm really excited because I think these ones are pretty juicy. So what's the first one we have up on
Ooh.
screen here? We have
Fist of Jaraxxus.
Fist of Jaraxxus is a new Warlock spell. It does 4 damage for 4 mana, but it has the added bonus of if you discard it, you play it for free.
Oh, okay, so you don't have to pay the 4 mana at all. So if you play a card that discards like Soulfire and it
Right.
discards the Fist of Jaraxxus, it hits an enemy for 4.
Yeah, a random enemy for 4 for 0
Wow,
mana.
that's interesting. Because now everyone always thought about discarding as a drawback, unless you
Right.
want to weed your deck out a little bit. But that's really interesting. So, Krip,
Yeah, I really
What do you
like
think?
that depth. It's like so hard to really understand this card because all the decks that involve
Right.
discard mechanics either circumvent it with Void Caller or they just play out everything
Yeah, have
and they
no
call
cards.
it Zoo, right? So this is kind of against that. The card just by itself, if you're playing it for 4 mana, you're generally going to be pretty sad because hitting something randomly for 4 is usually not going to hit the thing you want.
right.
But having that extra bonus as a discard mechanic suddenly
Yeah.
makes cards that were thought to be kind of, mediocre or bad, suddenly you start to think about it like,
Right.
maybe I want a Succubus in my deck.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Not bad. I mean, it'd be interesting because all of a sudden you have to create another dynamic. It's like normally you're controlling the state of the board so that random damage can be most effective. But now you have to calculate, the card percentages of discarding if that's the case, and then be able to incorporate it. I really like the depth. It's really cool. Really cool.
I like how the devs always nod along with everything Krip says. Like he's analyzing it, they're like, that's exactly what we intended. That's perfect.
They're like, yes, please say more nice things. We love it. Well, we do have one more card, and hopefully we can live up to the expectations because it is going to be the final one of the day. And it's an epic card. It's a weapon that
Charged
says
Hammer.
Death Rattle. Your hero power becomes...
Maybe you can help us with which
deal
class
2
gains this.
So this is a
Card.
shaman weapon
It's a shot.
called
Okay, it's hard to
Charged
see from
Hammer.
here.
4 mana, 2 attack, 4 durability, Death Rattle. Your hero power becomes deal 2 damage.
So you can't summon totems anymore for the rest of the game.
Right. Your hero power becomes Jolt, and Jolt is deal 2 damage.
Huh. So now I can use Shaman to hit the face with my hero power. That's awesome. Wait, I do have a question.
It's not just the face. You can kill minions with it too.
Yeah, well, what's the point then? I mean, that's not why I play Hearthstone. There is a card that also increases the hero power, changes it, the Justicar card that's also been revealed so far. Does this interact with that at all?
So Justicar Trueheart, his ability is he replaces your basic hero power with an upgraded version. So if you don't have your basic hero power anymore, then he doesn't do anything for you. It only affects the 9 basic ones.
Okay. That was just my first thoughts here. So now Kripp, our resident expert pro player, BlizzCon runner-up of 2013.
Wow, that's forever ago. Yeah, but it's a really cool card. I think the one thing I appreciate more than anything is Death Rattle on weapons, especially on a class that already has some. Because you don't feel bad for playing more weapons. Death Rattle on weapons is a mechanic that you can trigger by replacing your old weapon with a new one. So in a card like that has a lot of durability, you can choose, this turn I want to do 2 damage and I'll sacrifice the value that I have left in this weapon to try to push for tempo. And it's often these type of mechanics that involve some really high level play. It's usually the type of turns in the game. You switch from a game where you control the board, you do 2 damage to that, 2 damage to that, to, you have a very finite strategy. And being able to do 2 damage directly with your hero power makes it so you can, it kind of works in that push. It's an extremely flexible card in an extremely flexible and already probably maybe a bit too complicated class if we throw in that Inspire mechanic in the Shaman. So I really love it. It feels like Shaman might be one of those like extremely high skill cap classes with TGT, and well, I'm pretty excited.
Sounds like you might have a new favorite card, but I do want to point out that Kripp didn't see these cards. I did take a little peek at them. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. I'm human. But Kripp didn't too, so that was a really good analysis, man. I'm really impressed by that.
So am I, and I'm pretty sure the devs enjoy hearing it firsthand from a pro player.
Yes, that's exactly what we intended, and they write down like notes.
Now, of course, Kripp is not the only pro we have here at Gamescom. No, we have a lot of show matches going on the main stage, as we already talked about the Heroes of the Storm one. We also had a Hearthstone show match on the main stage, so let's take a look at that.
I'm joined here by Trollden. So Trollden, what are you doing here at Gamescom?
Oh, I'm just gonna play some matches on stage, and I want to meet a lot of people because this is one of my favorite events.
Absolutely, it's huge. The Blizzard section specifically is particularly awesome. But you're getting ready to play against Kripp up on the main stage. This would be your debut as a player, would it not?
Actually, last year I was here and I was playing on stage too. I lost though, so hopefully I win at least this time.
Well, good luck, Trollden, and hopefully the cards are on your side. Who are you cheering for, Kripp or Trollden?
I think Kripp.
I think Trollden's getting a little nervous. He's getting really indecisive with some of his plays when it seems fairly obvious what he has to do. Last year, Trollden lost 0-3 on the main stage here at Gamescom, and he's about to go down 0-2. It'd be pretty embarrassing if he went 0-6 over the course of 2 years. Let's hope that doesn't happen. Actually, totems are pretty sick. This is a really cool deck when you get to see it fully in action. Look at that. How do you stop this? You can't actually do it. Oh, that's it. Kripp 1-2-0. What a boss. What did you think of that match?
I was sure Kripp would win. I mean, he always wins.
Is there any favorite moment that you had in the match?
Yeah, totally when the totems got more and more attack. Because, you know, I come from Warcraft originally, and I play Shaman since 10 years. And so I'm always on the Shaman side, also in Hearthstone. And I love it when a totem destroys somebody.
really strong. You can just play it for tempo, and then if you get the counter riders or other inspire effects with the Shaman totems, it's just really, really strong.
So you think there's hope for Shaman in the Grand Tournament?
Of course, Shaman will be pretty strong, I guess.
On the count of 3, we all scream, never lucky to Krip, all right? 3, 2, 1, never lucky! It's actually my next tattoo, guys. I'm gonna get one
Never
saying
lucky.
never lucky directly on my forehead.
So it seemed like the cards weren't really on his side, did it?
Well, I mean, I think Krip put it on a really good show of why people are looking forward to the Inspire mechanic really well. So I definitely enjoyed it. There was a moment, though, where he could have went off with the Nexus champion, Sarad, and he chose to play the right play. And I was like, well, all right, but I could have been entertained way more. What's up with that, Krip?
I have to fill in here. The right play in that case was to buff a Mana Tide and a spell damage totem to 6 attack.
Yeah.
And to kill a Sludge Belcher with a spell damage totem and then kill him with a Mana Tide.
Right. But you could have also
That's pretty special in its own way.
Yeah, a 6 attack. I mean, it's like 2 Bloodlusts, right? That's what I was
Right.
saying in the video commentary. Really fun stuff overall. Did you enjoy being on stage there playing against Strolden? You've done it a couple days now.
Yeah, I like playing against Strolden. Being on stage is pretty cool. More than anything, I really appreciated just running with some of the new cards. Whenever I look at a card, I just think about like the dream scenario and when I get like the full experience.
Right.
And playing the decks, specifically I'll cite the Shaman game, where I was playing the I think it's called the Thunderbluff Valiant, the one that buffs the totems, and it buffs the totem that you just triggered the Inspire mechanic off of. I mean, that card was off the wall,
Yeah.
Your opponent doesn't have an answer. It just steamrolls out of control, and it was so cool. It was as if, I was just spawning a ridiculous creature for free every single turn, and, you just gain appreciation for the card, and I gained a lot of appreciation for the mechanic itself. I kind of doubted Inspire, but after my experience playing with it, things really changed in my mind.
So you have to be careful, right, Mike? You were talking about the snowball effect with me off stream and how
Right.
you have to be very cautious approaching it. And how does that relate to the entire set? Now you have to take into account the Grand Tournament.
Yeah, the Inspire ability is really powerful. People think about, hey, if this Inspire guy activates once and then dies, okay. But what they don't think about is what if they don't? What if he doesn't die? Like, what if he doesn't die? And sometimes it just means, oh, the game's over. You're gonna demolish your opponent. So it's really exciting. And Shaman in particular, Shaman has so many great cards. The ones we've announced, and my favorite Shaman card hasn't been really announced yet. It's
Oh,
awesome.
no. I can't handle any more hype, man. Come on. You
I
guys do
can't
this
wait
slow
to
trickle.
tell you about it.
Please do.
Well,
Just write down a piece of paper and pass it.
They are off the wall.
Okay.
What are some of the special moments that you see, Hamilton? Like, have you been able to catch some of the show matches or some of the players here? Because I think people have been really enjoying these new mechanics. So have you been observing anything, trends that you see based off of what's been revealed at GamesCom?
Yeah, I mean, I got to walk around a little bit, not too much. Had a lot of other stuff lined up, but I think a lot of the special moments were like the ones that you captured in your video. It's great seeing people new to the game. It's especially wonderful seeing dads and sons playing together. And just enjoying Hearthstone. And some it's because it's new to them, some they've been playing and they're really excited about the new cards and the new content and new mechanics. But it's kind of everybody jumping in the pool together. That's really lovely.
Yeah, absolutely. And one thing that's really cool, too, is that Blizzard people are also big fans of their own game. That's right. We actually have really good players who are also devs. Everyone knows about Reels, for example. He's a very competitive player that joined the Balance team. But they don't know too much about Mike Donay, who's also a world champion at card games in his own legacy and history. And we had him face off against Krip to see who was better at Hearthstone forever, for the rest of time and eternity. And here's the result. We're here in Krip's corner. Krip, I want to know a couple of things. First off, you're playing Paladin. Are you excited to bring this class against Mike Donay?
Well, I didn't actually bring the class, but I'm pretty excited ending up with Paladin. Yep.
Krip already has a natural disposition against mages, and I think this is a really cool opportunity to show him that mage is fairly balanced and completely equal in terms of the playing field, correct?
Mage is fair and balanced. I think our balance team does a fantastic job with that. But we're not going to see that here. We're going to see me demolishing, honestly.
All right, guys, it's time. Krip versus Mike Donay. It's a show match here at Gamescom to see who's going to win, Paladin versus Mage.
Jaina versus Luther.
All right, we're starting off in Krip's corner. This opening hand, man.
Yeah, the problem with the Argent Lance, it's a good card, but there's just so many good Paladin weapons already.
There it is, the Tusker Jouster. That card's pretty sick. It's one of my favorites. Where's the Joust? Where's the Joust?
Wow, I got wrecked.
Krip, I hate to share this with you, but this deck is made for jousting, and you lost your first joust. I don't think that's a very good omen.
No, I think it's downhill from here on.
Well, my deck has got some late game. I think he's slightly favored to win the good jousts, but he got a little bit unlucky on 2 of his jousts. So I'm actually still in it, and I think I'm still gonna win. Yeah, we're done here.
All right, so the first game is over, but you're right, Mike. You get another chance. Let's see if you can pull around. Pretty sure the UN is about to declare sanctions upon you with how many weapons you have.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope they remove them from my deck. It would be good. It'd be very useful.
It'd be useful. All right, Mike ties it up, but it's time for a half-court switch. Looks like Krip's gonna hop onto the Mage, and Mike's gonna go on the Paladin. Some words were exchanged. Pretty sure a few swearing and a little insults were tossed back and forth. A little bit of salt dashed here and there.
The battle! The battle! The battle! I have the power!
All right, so we're done with the games. It was really fun. Mike took it, but in the end, I think we had a lot of good entertainment. So shake hands, guys. I think it was all in good fun. No Saul, right, Krip?
Well, congratulations, Mike. And
No salt indeed.
well, Krip, how was it to play against one of the devs, though?
It was fun. I mean, again, actually, that experience was the first one that I ever had playing the new expansion, and it was the exact experience that people at Gamescom can also have in a Hearthstone area. Play Paladin versus Mage. It was pretty cool. Yeah, I got beat up a bit.
Yeah.
But the decisive game, I blame RNG. Maybe the devs kind of know some tricks that we don't.
I think they rigged it.
Hearthstone.
Yeah. Also,
they just decide which order the cards come in, right?
Mike has a button.
Yeah.
Just anytime he presses
it's just like under the table, he just nudges it a little bit.
You have to actually click the terrain around the board just in the right order.
The secret code, right?
The RNG will be in your
There's
favor.
a lot of micro.
Gotcha. Well, we don't know too much about that. I do want to take this opportunity to apologize, Krip. I actually helped Mike a little bit in that series, too. I gave him some recon about your hand and secrets and stuff. But I'm coming clean. I just want to let you... Oh, he's pretty mad. Actually, it didn't even really matter. It was just one card. Mike, give me some thoughts about that match against Krip. Did you enjoy it?
The match was fun. It's always fun playing with new cards. You know, everyone loves that. Krip's an awesome player. I've watched him play Diablo since before he even knew about Hearthstone, and I've enjoyed that. And it's great to see him being a fan of multiple games. And I actually watched him play Path of Exile too. So playing against him is actually a great honor for me, and I'm glad that I was able to smash him.
That's right.
Lovely.
He stripped him of his pride. That's what he did. Well, guys, we're pretty much almost out of time, but we do want to get some questions for you.
Exactly, because with the grand tournament coming up, of course, audience will once more have a lot of questions, and we're going to take a look at some of them. So let's show the first one.
Hello, my name is Benoit Lambert, and my question is when will you release a new class?
Oh.
That's a big one.
Wow. That's a doozy.
Well, yeah. So we're always thinking about like good ways to expand Hearthstone. Right now we have 9 classes, and each class we try to give it a really strong identity. Like the warrior is about armor, and the priest is about healing, and triggers off healing. Each class we want it to have its own identity, and we add more classes that would take away from the existing class's identity. So until we find some clever way to do that without watering down our current classes, we have no plans to add new classes.
All right, fair enough. That's a pretty short and simple, concise answer. So let's go ahead and see if we have any other questions here for our devs here.
Hello, my name is Leonie.
Leonie Schilling, and my question is, could you explain what has changed in ranked play in Hearthstone?
What else changed? A lot has changed, let me tell you.
Well, some.
Actually, at Gamescom, we announced a new feature. It's a quality of life improvement that we're excited about. People were coming and telling me about how they got to a really high rank and they stopped playing because they didn't want to lose that rank. So we came up with this new system which we call highest rank bonus. So now when you hit a high rank, it saves that rank to your quest log, and if you keep playing and go down in rank, your highest rank that you've hit in that month is saved there. Cool. And you get at the end of the month, you get a small bonus to sort of celebrate the highest rank that you hit in that month.
Awesome. I love that, because that makes people not afraid anymore to play and eventually lose their rank, right? Now, we have one more question for you guys.
Hi, my name is Sharif Ibrahim, and my question is, will you keep bringing as much content as now, or will you slow down in the future?
Well, I certainly hope it's not a bad answer, but Hamilton, why don't you go ahead and take this one?
That's a great question, and one that's very near and dear to our hearts, especially as we're on the cusp of releasing our next expansion. You know, like we talked about a little earlier today, it's always been a super important part of Hearthstone that it's a game for everyone, and that includes people who've been playing since the beginning and people who are just coming in, like we saw in the video earlier. So we really need to make sure Hearthstone's a great experience for all of those, and you know, we want to make sure we're adding content in a way where people see enough change and interestingness and you know, deck building creativity, but not overwhelm these new players. You know, something we've been thinking about as we've gotten a little bit of content under our belt is, you know, enter the future, like you were talking about. And Blizzard has a couple games that have kind of set the bar pretty high for how long a game can be amazing. And we don't want to let our brothers down. So we would, you know, we really want Hearthstone to be an amazing game, you know, 10 or 20 years from now. And as we, you know, move forward, we really got to figure out how we handle content to satisfy all those goals. It's not going to be easy, but it's certainly something that we have super smart minds on.
That's awesome, man. That's great to hear that there's such long-term project plans for Hearthstone. It's doing so well. I'm so glad to see that you guys are able to even share with us and reveal some cards. So thank you so much for everybody stopping by. Thank you, Krip, for coming out here to Gamescom. I guess you had the final words to say.
Make it good.
Wow.
Make it good. No pressure.
On the spot.
Well, thanks for watching, guys. My experience, my first Gamescom has been truly a wonderful one. Even a scary one at some points with, you know, the amount of passion and really the amount of gamers here. It's really scary.
Absolutely.
But you guys should experience it at least once. So if not this time, maybe next year.
Yeah, sounds good. Well, thank you so much again for everybody who's tuned in. That wraps up our Hearthstone section. We're going to, after this jump, be able to wrap up the day and see what we can have for tomorrow.
Oh, Frodan, what a day it has been and what a show it has been. I love having devs here, even more so if they share some really exclusive stuff just for our stream right there.
Absolutely. We got to see a lot of what we've already seen, more in-depth explained, but we also got to see exclusive content and new heroes and Heroes of the Storm, as well as new cards for the upcoming expansion of the Grand Tournament.
Yeah, and it's really great to just be able to pick their minds, ask questions. I mean, the audience even got to ask questions. And yeah, as I said, there's a lot happening here on stream, but of course there's also a lot happening on the stage and in the booth. And of course we wrapped the whole last 2 days up a little bit for you and put it into a video.